Every year, organisations spend thousands of pounds on events. Brilliant speakers, carefully designed agendas, and rooms full of engaged people. And then 3 days later, nobody can actually tell you what happened or what was decided or what the main points were. You get my drift. And that is not because the event was bad. It's just that nobody captured it in a way that sticks. I'm Beth. I'm a graphic recorder and information illustrator, and in this video I'm going to show you exactly what I do, how I do it, and why it works. Because it is not what most people expect. So what is an illustrated summary? An illustrated summary is a one-page visual summary of the key themes, the pertinent messages, the aha moments that I capture of your event, of your document, of your webinar, of your podcast, so that your attendees have a one-page visual summary to take away and digest with them. And more importantly, remember. Now, I do want to be very clear on something. These are not just meeting minutes. These are not a bullet-pointed summary. And it is definitely not clip art just stuck next to a few quotes. It is a bespoke custom illustration that makes your information feel simple, even if it is really complex. And to be honest, it makes it worth looking at. So this one was made from a 45-minute keynote at a full day's summary at an event in London. Now, there were probably about 100 people in the room, and I'm able to capture that, and the event organizer could then email it to the attendees the following day. And that was just one session. There were many sessions through the day, which I also drew. Now, I know what you're thinking. That's great, Beth. Lovely. But how does it work? I'm going to tell you. Before I am anywhere near my Apple Pencil and iPad, I talk to my clients. So I will have a quick video call with them. I will also send them a form to fill out that has a load of questions that will help me to be as prepared as I can be. What's the event? Who's speaking? What do you want your audience to walk away feeling, thinking, doing? What is the key message that you would like represented in the final piece? And this is the bit that most people don't realise, that actually there's a lot of strategy behind the final drawing. So say it's the day of the event, and I say event, obviously I draw other things too. So I draw documents and recordings and podcasts and things, but we're going to speak about events. So it's the day of the event. I'm in the room, or I'm on the Zoom or the Google Meet or wherever people are meeting. And my main superpower at this point is listening. And this is the thing, I don't mean just listening to the content that's being said. I mean, you're also kind of listening to the energy in the room. You're listening to any questions from the participants. You're listening in the widest sense of the word. Now, obviously, I can't talk for every graphic recorder out there, but my process is that I make what I call rough notes. So typically, I may do this analog, so like a notepad and pen. Sometimes I'll do it on my iPad, but generally I do it with a notepad and pen. And I will make rough notes. Now think of these as shorthand, but visual. So I'm sketching in real time. So the event's done, and I've now got all these notes that are very rough and ready, but they hold all the kind of bones of that final illustrated image. And I will take those rough notes and then go away and build the final illustration. Now, this is just my way of working. I prefer to have that slight delay of 24 to 48 hours because it really allows me to synthesize that information and make it as accurate as I can be. Maybe I'm a bit of a perfectionist, who knows? And at this point, this is where all of the kind of parts of the sketchnote or illustrated summary come together. So things like the typography, the hierarchy, the blank space that I'm going to leave, the illustrations I'm going to use, the icons. This is where everything comes together. And for a full day event, it may take me, I don't know, let's think. If there were, say, 4 sessions that I need to draw up, that might be 6 to 8 hours of drawing. If it is one summary for the entire day, it might be 3 or 4 hours of drawing. So it really just depends. And also it depends on the amount of information that is covered at the event. And then once all the drawing is done, it is time for the visual goodness to wing its way into my client's inbox. And yeah, they get a high-res file in their inbox of their completed illustrated summary. Now remember, some clients do add on the social media snippets, which is an extra bolt-on that I offer them, which means that I will break up their finished illustrated summary into lots of individual PNGs that they can then use across all of their marketing and their social media. So giving them loads of evergreen content. So potentially it's one event, it's one illustration, but it is a whole lot of mileage that you are getting for your investment. So let's talk about why it works. And here's the thing I need you to understand. And it's not what you might think. It is not because it looks nice. I mean, obviously it will, but it's not because of that. It's because of how humans actually process and retain information. We remember images, we remember stories, we remember things that are simple enough to explain to someone else. And I can pretty much guarantee that nobody remembers a bullet point on a slide at 4 p.m. on a Wednesday afternoon. An illustrated summary works because it translates the content of your event into a format that human brains are actually built to receive. And that is not a creative choice, that is communication science. Now, a really cool project that I worked on was with Canva Education for one of their learning labs in Cardiff, where I'm based. The brief was to capture what happened on the day and how it landed with the delegates. And this illustrated summary actually ended up being used in a global debrief meeting, which is pretty cool, to be honest. So I didn't just draw a picture of the day. What I did was I created a definitive record of the day that was actually shared globally, which is a bit different. And the coolest thing is, it was then shared with people who weren't even in the room with us, but they could instantly get the feeling of what it was like to be there. And that's really cool. So again, one illustrated summary in one room, but with global reach. And that is what happens when you stop treating the visual record of your event as an afterthought. So if you are an event planner, a learning and development lead, a keynote speaker, anybody who runs events where the content really, really matters, then I would love to talk to you about what an illustrated summary could do for you and your next event. Details are in the description, and I've popped my email in there as well, because you can always slide into my inbox and ask any questions that you need to. And if you're here because you're interested in visual thinking or graphic recording more broadly, then I have something for you. I've been working on it in the background. It is a free 7-day email mini course called Kickstart Your Visual Notes. It's one short email a day, absolutely no time for faffing, with a quick activity so that by the end of the 7 days, you can begin to incorporate visual notes into your work and your life. The link is in the description for you. So yeah, that's my event process from start to finish, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.